Good evening. It's Monday, August 29th, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole. What's up, Reese? Our show from other Millennial news podcasts.
You still have your millennial or your boomer.
Yep. That's what it is. I got nothing. No.
We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. BoomerRex himself.
Hi, guys.
You two eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm still learning. That's three unique perspectives we share, along with the facts from our literal round table. Now, it's just the News Monday, so let's dig right into our headlines. Cinderella, sort of no mice. What's this?
So I ran across a Guinness record that I don't quite believe, but it does kind of fit in with the Cinderella mythology. So Dwayne Hansen has set a new Guinness World Record for riding 38 miles in a little canoe-like thing he made of a giant pumpkin. He grew the...
How many miles?
38.
Fuck my life.
So anyway, he grew the 850-pound pumpkin in his garden and, hollowed it out. And then he was trying to beat the record of 25.5 miles, which was set in 2018. And he traveled down the Missouri River and broke the record on his 60th birthday. So, way to go. Pumpkin Cinderella, yeah.
Yeah. Monkeys and gourds, well played.
Interesting.
You needed mice. You could have done without the paddle if you'd had a bunch of mice.
Fair. Or like, I don't know, put some wheels
Catfish.
on it and then had like horses pull.
Well, he was floating.
Oh no, that's weird. How would you do that?
The mice will swim like crazy.
I want to put it on like a carriage and have it.
Yeah.
I just want a canoe.
All right.
And
Count-
water.
Counter-offensive?
Man,
What?
I saw that rake and I go, he's going to walk right into the goddamn rake, and he didn't. Yeah, water's harder to come by than it used to be.
I'm about 3D print a sail. I'm not going to talk to any of you anymore.
Yeah. You going to sail the Rio Grande?
Yeah, sure. Until I find an ocean.
You may need wheels.
Then a cat and I are going to fucking upgrade.
Yeah.
No, because they'll totally let a pirate kayak pull alongside them. They're fucking stupid.
Sure. Well, they won't know you're a pirate kayak unless you fly your flag.
Yes, good point. Barnabas, take down the fucking giant pirate fucking sail.
Right.
The Jolly Roger only replaced with T-Rex skull.
Yes, good point. We should definitely not have a skeleton of a human and a cat fucking the severed skulls of people on a yacht. That looks suspiciously like this.
Okay, let's move on before we get ourselves in trouble. Okay, counter-offensive.
What happens when I have
Question
coffee?
marks? What's with the question?
So, White House says they have seen reports that Ukraine has begun a counteroffensive against the Russians in southern Ukraine,
Can we please shut the fuck up then? White House?
but does not want to comment further. We had a Ukrainian say they attacked 2 cities and killed 35 Russian vehicles and 35 Russian tanks and assorted other vehicles, etc., etc. And I'm sitting there reading this going, shut the fuck up.
Why are we talking about this?
Yeah. But again, that whole preparation to the south has forced the Russians to move troops around on the Eastern Front. Well, the Russians' Western Front, take your pick, I don't care.
Fair.
Move the Russians around in East Ukraine. So anyway, we'll see how that's going to go. They've had to pull resources from the East simply because of reports that certain units in certain areas had to respond to what they clearly believed was a looming threat of a counteroffensive. Wow.
Well,
So.
thank God Trump is the president, because he'd be shouting from the rooftops what the Ukrainians are doing.
Yep.
In hopes that his
Yeah.
Putin overlord would... Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Anyway.
What do you think he just called?
The nice thing about living in the
No, he would
Southwest is
say it
everything's
on the
one story
news
tall.
because he's fucking stupid and he needs the attention. He'd tweet about it because he's fucking dumb as shit.
So anyway, You know, it's the Russians are babbling about how the Ukrainians suffered heavy losses and failed miserably, and
And
it's
the sands run red with the blood of whatever.
yeah,
They
right.
captured fucking Santa Claus.
Russian agitprop. So, anyway, go Ukraine.
I miss you, Baghdad
Yeah.
Bob.
Get them, Ukraine.
Well, that's kind of who Putin looks like if you look at him close.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
All right. So I've got a couple of things here I just saw and look at and go, this does not fit my worldview right now. Why did something that doesn't fit my worldview happen? So you remember when Nancy Pelosi was in Taiwan and they were doing flyovers and
Yeah.
active
Yeah, China lost
military
their goddamn mind,
exercises with
yeah.
live ammunition
Oh
and
my
so forth
God.
and so on. On
Why would you
Sunday-
ever do exercises anyway?
It's
On Sunday, the U.S. Navy sent 2 guided missile cruisers through the strait between China and Taiwan, which is international water by agreement.
And right a fuck you.
Yep.
We
Based on the
fucked
United
around. Would you like to
Nations
help us
Convention
find
on the
out?
Law
Didn't
of the
think
Sea.
so.
Right. The Chinese had a very muted response.
of course they did.
Their Eastern Theater Command said it was monitoring the 2 ships and maintaining a high alert and was ready to thwart any provocation. Didn't fly jets over them, didn't, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to piss
Even the
off
state-run
America.
Global Times, which is often incendiary, said the presence of the 2 cruisers brought no actual threat to China's security.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you think somebody told China who buys all their shit?
No.
That's
No,
weird.
and I think that their whole big fuss and whatever was
Yeah.
pointed towards
They are
Taiwan
worried that
rather
we're a
than us.
superpower. They know we are. They
Yep.
don't like when we point out you don't own Taiwan.
Yeah.
Except kind of.
All right, now you're gonna have to learn Chinese so that you can apologize. Get on it.
Oh, fuck
Mandarin.
no.
Do it.
Not happening. Space suck it, China. Settle down, Winnie the Pooh. I live in the Southwest. I don't fear no communist sons of bitches throwing me out windows. That's gonna take like a fucking full afternoon to kill me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because first they'd have to find a window to throw you out that would actually kill you, and that's quite a drive.
Right?
Well, actually, in China, what they're going to have trouble doing is finding a high-rise building that has an elevator that works.
I know. I'm thinking I can take security dues on like a 75th walk up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're not walking by the time they get up to the 75th
I've
floor,
had a
you're
whole
pretty
life
fucking
of being
tired.
overfed. It's fine. They just invented their middle class.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
So, in the other one,
Well played,
Muqtada
China.
al-Sadr,
Yes, right?
right? The firebrand Shia cleric with
I
millions
saw
of
this and wondered the
followers,
same, right?
announced his decision on Twitter to
Yeah.
retire from political life.
So here's the thing.
Now, immediately after that, several people were killed assaulting
Yeah.
the presidential palace.
Is there anybody in there right now?
And not these living guys anymore.
Yeah. His announcement comes 2 days after he called for all parties and figures involved in political life following the 2003 U.S.-led invasion to quit.
So, did the guy who we delivered Iraq to, because we're fucking stupid, hard stupid, because the guy who actually pulled the lever that killed Saddam was wearing this big gangster ring that Muqtadar's daddy used to wear. So, the original Sadi.
Yeah.
And owner of one of the largest militias. For the longest time.
Fuck?
This is what it looks like when you throw the fucking Monopoly board over.
Yeah, maybe.
If they're serious about it, it's going to be real easy to tell in the next week
Day
or
one of
so.
the revolution. Yeah. Okay.
Well, or not even revolution, just bye-bye government.
Yep.
Right, that we can go to who has the most dudes with the most guns. Oh, well, then I'll take my free turn every turn. So, good luck, Iraq.
Yeah.
At the same time, the origin story of what we did there is so stupid, I'm surprised it ran this long on inertia alone. And
Just dumb.
on the other hand, now we've got everybody like to play against each other. We can threaten the Russians with, we're just not using Russian oil forever now, right? Like, great. The one thing you had that was going to save your country, all gone. And if that doesn't work on them, we can play it against whatever ends up knifing everyone to be enough to be in charge of Iraq.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, there should be consequences. What's going on?
Well, this is kind of fun. You remember Fannie Willis? She's the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's now investigating a voting systems breach in Coffee County, a small area about 200 miles south of Atlanta, as part of her investigation into former President Donald Trump and his allies' efforts to overturn the legitimate election of Joe Biden.
It must be what it's from.
It highlights the latest instance in which unauthorized people appear to have gained access to voting equipment, primarily in battleground states lost by Trump. So election experts have raised concerns that if you give them access to the voting machines, right, that they have the opportunity to find vulnerabilities that they could potentially
They have no
use.
idea what they're doing.
I know that you could.
They'd be just as happy plugging a USB worth of who knows from who knows a voice somewhere on the internet. And as everyone who's ever looked at it, voting machines have some fucking problems.
Yep.
Now, most of those would require physical access but
Well, you just hack them on the internet. It's not connected to the internet, you morons.
Yep.
Can you just wipe them and reinstall the
No.
software?
Yes, you could reinstall the original software.
Yeah.
If your
You would need
concern
new
is,
hard drives at minimum.
oh yeah, you need a fair amount of new hardware.
Yeah. So no, you can't just wipe them and be back.
Anything reprogrammable in the machine has to be replaced with new certified blank, then rewritten by the manufacturer.
With the appropriate.
Yeah. It's like the way we used to get operating systems. We flew somebody to the origin of the operating system, and they brought home a disk on an airplane. It didn't go in the mail. It didn't.
It's the only way to be that
It's
sure.
the only way.
And this is the problem. Because again, all the
And
time
even then,
we're
you're not immune to insider threats.
all the time we're wasting doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not at all worried about this. What I'm worried about is the IT tech that does one of these somewhere who commits suicide a week before the election. Because no one's going to notice that or be surprised that a computer kid decided, fuck it.
Right.
Sure, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Otherwise, someone kept fucking Sad Kid in a thing and wore his uniform around, and I don't know what they did. Or in this case, just right. That's the kind of thing I don't think we are good enough at investigating, that we do not have time to fuck around with, oh no, I invited my friends who don't believe in governance in.
Yeah.
And they did, I don't know.
I opened the machine for them and
Yeah.
get a cup of coffee.
They did some stuff.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Because anyone who's smart enough to accurately tell you what they did, I don't trust what their answers are going to be. And anyone who doesn't know what they did can't tell you because they're going to be guessing at what wires they touched.
Yeah. Again, that kind of computer security is very, very, very hard.
Yeah. And a reason not to do fucking voting machines.
Yep.
But
Although that would be a new market for some of the stuff the military wants,
fair.
right? In terms of
Yeah,
trustworthy systems. So anyway,
Can you make a system that is, for all intents and purposes, unfuckwithable?
Yes, it will be an absolute stone bitch to use. Everyone will hate it. But yes, you can do secure, but it's hard.
Where like you
All the
can
time.
not
Every day, no
edit
breaks.
the software at all once it's installed.
it means you're going to be escorting chips from the factory,
Yeah.
verifying there's nothing on them, loading them in a secure
Now,
facility.
we do have all the infrastructure
again-
to do that.
We do. And it's very expensive because there's not a lot of market.
Yep.
And if we made voting machines a market, that might help.
Yep.
So it would also make the price of a voting machine impressive. And so the ones that have been corrupted and can't be used again, somebody's going to be sad they have to pay for them.
And if we go back, right, we go full Luddite, go back to the big chunky chunk machines, which are delightful and fun. But,
Yes.
right, the way you do that is you simply put a stick through your guy and you push down, and it punches out all the ones that voted for someone else, and so now their vote doesn't count because they marked two votes. So the machine just chucks them and doesn't wonder.
Yeah.
So, which way do you want?
I
Right.
think the old mechanical machines had an advantage that you could walk through before you let your first voter in.
Yeah.
Check to be sure everything was zeros.
Yep.
Lock the back of the machine, run
Absolutely.
your voters through, and then have a Democrat and Republican walk around shoulder to shoulder, open the back of the machine, record the votes, and send them in.
Which is what the problem with all of this really is. Because it's not about what they could have done to the computer or the other thing.
No.
It's the fact they were allowed in the goddamn building at all.
Yeah.
Because, right, either way, we just discussed how you could do a million bad things with ancient technology and new technology.
Yeah.
We always relied on the fact that the people who were doing this, right, and like handing you your ballot and stuff, sure, they probably have a person they want to win, but they're willing to overcome that to do this boring servicey part of making the machine go.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about volunteering to help with voting.
Sure. It's a
I
good
think
thing if
it'd
you've
be a
never done it
cool
before. It's
insider-
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it'd make good.
I don't know. Our boomer had great eyebrow jumps.
Yeah, you did.
I guess we'll have to discuss it later.
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, let's see, other consequences.
Fair.
Joe Scarborough just jumped down Lindsey Graham's throat. Right, Lindsey Graham's threatening riots in the streets if Donald Trump was indicted, and
It's the only
the
nice.
FBI executed a lawful search warrant on the twice impeached president's personal residence
Yeah.
and seized boxes full of top secret and better classified documents. If anybody else had done that, they'd be sitting in a cell.
Already. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
They'd be
wouldn't have
having
talked to their
very-
lawyer about it.
No, they've been having very unpleasant
Yeah.
conversations with people who were very serious.
We'd have started this off with the fact that you have committed a crime. That is not up for discussion or anything else. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't allowed to have this. Having it's a crime. Seeing it's a crime.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Is Florida a 3-strike state? Can you rack up all three at once?
Right,
I don't
once,
remember.
right.
And you could. I mean, I know proper whatever, and you can.
Yeah. Well, possession,
Yeah.
right? Theft.
And
What else
just,
have you got?
it's more than one day, so I can
Unauthorized
charge different
access.
crimes in different places. It's
Yes.
fine.
Well, and we don't know who else saw them because they were in
Oh, yeah,
an
you'll never know.
unsecured location.
No,
And he took them out and showed them to everybody. Who
I have
fucking
no
walked
earthly
up.
idea. That's the worst part. If I knew that, I could at least round those motherfuckers up. If we had any idea who goes to Mar-a-Lago, we could just round those motherfuckers up. We could internment camp everyone whose cell phone shows up on the 2 nearest towers serving Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And I still don't believe that's an accurate list of who the
Who
fuck
could
was
have
in
had
that zip code.
access? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know of exactly one case where something like this happened. And the individual involved literally disappeared for 18 months.
Yeah, no,
So,
this is the kind of thing where someone should, and they should be shot down, because very rarely is it the right answer, but nuclear containment should be a,
Yeah.
suggested answer.
Yeah.
That we can be sure no one there can get away with what they have.
yeah.
And some of these, it sounds like, keeping that secret is worth whatever crime we would commit.
The one I'm aware of, the state police went in to seize child pornography material, which they found, and then stopped dead in their tracks and called the FBI and said, "You better come see what else is here."
Whoa, shit.
So,
Yep.
anyway, and he disappeared. For
Yes,
18
no,
months.
exactly. I think, I hate him. I hate fucking Morning Joe. What the fuck is his actual, anyway.
I know.
Scarborough.
Joseph. Yeah.
Shithead that he is. This is as good a pushback as I think we're going to be able to actually give, because if there is other riots, if there is another attack on the Capitol, my advice is to ask 20 years for everyone through the door.
Yep.
Right, we did this once. We were so gentle. We were so kind. Right, we've just now got it down to the last assholes who are gouging eyes and really fighting and having it out that day. And yeah, They fucked around and they about to find out.
Yeah.
But we let everyone else go. We did another nice thing, for the good of the union and all that. And at some level, if they think, right, if we teach them they can just do violence when government doesn't work for them, it's over already.
Yep. So let's see, what else?
Just fuck up.
So I love this. Far-right pro-Trump activist Ali Alexander says that his ability to impact upcoming midterm elections will be limited due to his massive legal bills that he's incurring as a result of organizing the Stop the Steal rally. Oh, shucks. God, that's just terrible.
You might be able to hear it. I'm playing the world's smallest violin for you right now, buddy.
No shit.
Can you hear it? No, I can't either.
So I had
Too
to
fucking
testify
small.
to a grand jury. I had to testify to the January 6th committee. And I'm dealing with, lots of lawfare. $100,000 in legal bills, juggling 4 different lawyers. Oh, shucks.
No, poor thing.
Breaks my little heart.
Yep.
Cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get the fuck over it, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
And then let's hang some mercenaries from it. But
So next up, Matt Chandler, lead pastor at Village Church, which operates under the Southern Baptist sect. Big surprise. Announced this week that he's resigning his permission after having an inappropriate Instagram relationship.
oh yeah, no, fuck that big smile.
No, you wait till you hear the rest of what happened in this church with him in charge.
Oh no, I don't have any rest. Do you have some rest?
Oh, sorry, maybe I misread it, but
He said they found direct messages he exchanged that revealed something unhealthy. Guys, I'm not getting a lot of detail here. But he is an anti-choice pastor who once called rape victims worse than Hitler.
yeah.
His
that-
church also disciplined a female church member for wanting to divorce her husband after she discovered he was watching adult videos sexually exploiting children.
Whoa, yeah.
The man
This is
was
what I'm
later
talking about.
prosecuted by the FBI, and after a huge backlash, the church found itself forced to issue an apology. Hey, Southern Baptist Convention,
Right?
why was this asshole still a member?
Southern Baptist, I know. What the fuck, yo?
Yeah.
This is not
Look, you
okay.
were always
I
a
know
little
the old
preachy and not a lot of fun, but
Yeah. No, if you're going to take a Baptist fishing, right? You have to take 2. Because if you only take 1 Baptist fishing, they'll drink all your damn beer.
it's funny because they're not allowed to drink.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay.
No,
never
and
would've gotten
true. No, but the Southern Baptists weren't the worst. And what the fuck is all this shit? You guys got gobbled up by the mega church garbage too?
Don't know.
Fuck, man, goddamn Protestants.
Clearly, there's a leadership fucking problem. All right, next up, we got about damn time.
Yes, it looks like BoomerX is about damn time.
So, queer teens in Florida successfully ousted 2 anti-LGBTQ lunatics from the school board in a conservative county that voted for Trump by 20 points.
Remind
Um,
me about that 20 points.
I'm sorry?
I said, remind me about that 20 points.
Yep. So the teens, including Alicia Vidal and Cameron Driggers and notable gay student activist Jack Patotes, organized a campaign called Recall Flagler County School Board to replace Jill Woolbright and Janet McDonald. Their seats on the board will soon go to others as of Tuesday night's school board election. Sally Hunt beat Woodbridge, and progressive candidate Courtney Vandebunt also won a majority of votes to replace Donald, but will have to run in a runoff because she didn't get 50%. So, gotta love it.
Yeah. No,
This is in a conservative county that voted for Trump by 20 percentage points.
Yep.
Yeah, all it takes is some people willing to get out there and explain this is the reality on the ground, right? This is what they're doing, and this is insane and
Well-
stupid and a waste of money, time, and effort, and
Well,
hateful
only
for no
30%
reason.
of Trump's supporters are hardliners.
Mm-hmm. So the other thing here is it's a reminder that all politics is local.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you've got local school kids walking around telling you what jackasses these people are,
Yeah.
right?
Because the sex police have ever been the right guys.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, no, pay
And gals,
attention
90s
to
with
your
me.
local elections. You can change a lot more than you think. If you just pay attention to those local elections, make sure you know what's going on, make sure you're voting. If you don't like anyone there, fucking run, man. A lot of these people in your local elections run unopposed.
You can't possibly do a worse job.
You cannot do a worse job than these people. It's impossible.
Plus, think of all the like credit it'll give you in the apocalypse. You can be like, yeah, I was, I don't know, under mayor, governor of whatever the hell.
I was Judge so-and-so and whatever. A lot of these are just voted for. You don't really need to have any prior knowledge most of the time.
So the thing I'm really pleased by is watching all of the Republicans looking at the abortion backlash and taking the whole values section out of their website.
I saw that.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Wayback Machine, yeah, it's still there, and he's going to have to run against what he said.
Yeah,
So
about that.
fucking.
Aye, and Democrats do take heed. They caught their car issue. Do not catch ours. Do not. What are you doing with the gun control shit?
Yep.
Yeah, back off the gun control. Seriously.
Yep.
Like I said, I understand people's whatevers with guns and blah, blah, blah. That fucking cat is already out of the bag. You're never getting it back in. It's just not gonna happen. Fucking...
And detracts from the handful of things that the levers of
That
government
actually
power actually
matter.
could do.
Yeah.
Well, articulate to me how you're going to do enforcement on pick a thing versus minimum wage, which, oh yeah, no, we've got that.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
Yep.
We get all your tax paperwork.
Hey, Democrats, get it right.
Yeah.
America has to work for all Americans. That means a reasonable minimum wage, a living wage. It means good health care available
Yep.
and affordable,
Yep.
right? Good education. Yeah, all the things the Republicans are violently dead set against.
Yep. They want to take
Because
science.
they want you
and
poor
history out of your
and
schools.
sick and stupid.
Yep.
Scared.
And scared.
Well, if you're
That's
those
who they
things, it's
can
easy to make you
control.
scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is just fucking...
It's one of the things I always find so interesting when someone talks to God or has visions or all the rest, that it's amazing how God is completely limited by their education level.
Yeah.
Same as the speaking in tongues. You can always tell who's had any foreign language education.
All right, dumbass of the day. Who
Oh, you
gets
gotta
the
love it.
crown?
When Alex Jones, I remember he was telling Trump he wasn't supporting Trump no more. And then the next day it was, well, it's just a warning shot. And so fully embraced former President Donald Trump's demand for a new election to replace the result. Yeah, right. Talk about living in a fucking fantasy.
Fuck, this has already been decided, dum-dum. You lost. Fucking move on.
No, but Alex Jones has to live in that world where the coin is balanced on the, like, knife's edge. Because that's where his audience gets all amped up, right? Because his pattern is not complex. It's not any of the other, right? He went the route none of the others went, which is, laudable's entirely the wrong word, brain. Try the fuck again. But unique and well manufactured.
But, like, literally every day he yells about the new thing coming to get you, and
Yeah.
your children, and your family.
But it's completely
He's just
inertial.
like Mike Lindell. Give him a month. There'll be another summit, which is
Not even a month. The next day.
Yeah, no.
Well,
every
they get
day he's
closer
got a new
together as
thing to
the
yell
grift
about.
gets worn out.
Yeah.
And it's getting pretty worn out.
No, but he's relying on the fact that his hardliner audience doesn't give a shit. Because they're not going to read the thing anyway. So
Yeah,
they don't
true.
care. And they don't know that it happened 2 years ago or whatever.
So, anyway.
Bernie joins the fray. What's
So
going
on Sunday,
here?
Bernie enters the
Bernie
attack.
Sanders comes out and pushed back on Republicans who called President Joe Biden's federal student loan forgiveness plan unfair, urging the GOP unfair, arguing that the GOP had turned a blind eye to government assistance in other sectors. And I didn't hear these Republicans squawking when we gave massive tax breaks to billionaires, right? Suddenly, when we do something for working people, it's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So,
No,
Bernie said he'd go further. He said he'd make public colleges and universities tuition free to keep the U.S. competitive in the global economy.
Absolutely.
Fair.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Number one beneficiary of U.S. education is U.S. businesses.
And what a lot of
Absolutely.
people need to understand is that where the majority of this $10,000 of loan forgiveness or whatever is going towards is interest on inappropriately handled, loans that
Oh
were,
yeah,
that were
colleges got
charged.
kickbacks for
that were-
steering them to vendors with higher rates.
Yeah, so these people that were charged insane points of interest for having to, borrow money for going to school. This will not even cover all of that excessive amount of interest. Some people paid off their original whatever's long ago, but now all they're doing is paying friggin' interest. So if you can imagine your loan for $12,000 or $2,000 or whatever back in the day to go to college, now add,
A couple of zeros.
a couple more zeros onto that for interest, and that's what these people are dealing with.
Hey,
You
we're talking-
never would have gotten out from under that.
Community college is $1,000 a year for books.
Yeah.
No, excuse me, semester.
Yeah, a semester. For
So-
each book is just retardedly expensive.
State
and they
universities
make
are
you
hovering
buy
in the
new
20s to
ones.
30s, thousands of dollars per year.
Yeah.
So, again, that's not. It didn't cost a middle
Compare
class.
that with my being furious
Yeah,
when a semester cost me more than $400.
I know. It's madness.
It was madness. When I had a book that cost more than $30.
Yep.
So what are you fucking talking about? So anyway.
Now they cost hundreds of dollars, and they don't let you
No.
buy the used ones because they changed 2 words in the book, re-whatevered it, and say you need a new one.
So anyway, kind of sad.
And they're charging just as much for the online ones, which is insane.
Yep.
They don't. You can't get a price break for buying the online ones. It's just ridiculous. All right, let's move on. Lauren Boebert has a smokescreen today.
Well, as Asshole was pointing out earlier, they're just trying to take the news cycle.
Oh yeah,
right?
always. That's
Yes, they
how.
don't
Any
want
column
anybody to
inches.
recognize that they're the party that wants to tell you who you can have sex with and when and punish you for doing it. And
Better love who I say.
yeah,
Oh, and what to do if you get pregnant.
yep. So anyway, she raved about the president's plan to scrap up to $20,000 of student debt for millions of Americans in an interview with, you guessed it, good old boy irrelevant Sean Hannity.
No, I'm gone.
So
I'm curious how he's going to make the jump to full crazy.
Biden's the one who's robbing hardworking Americans to pay for Karen's daughter's degree in lesbian dance theory.
Dude, is there a school on lesbian dance theory? Can I go to that class?
I don't know, but one of the early Twitter responses was, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little pissed that lesbian dance theory wasn't offered when I went to college.
I would go tomorrow. Somebody get me one of
It's
these. This
bizarre
sounds
and
phenomenal.
batshit.
Am I going to be a
courses that I
bad
learned the most
person
things.
to say that I would have asked if I could audit the course?
Right? Fuck that shit. They got openings. I want credit. No, best thing I ever saw
I'll
was
pay.
I took ballet for credit for one semester. Oh, fuck. Never again.
Oh, ballet's hardcore.
no, but you
man.
learn the
Yeah.
most from things that are not part of your.
Oh yeah,
discipline.
no, I was in better shape when it was over,
Oh God, yeah.
and unbelievably embarrassed.
Yeah.
No, the
So-
two art kids who were studying, one of them was history of cinematography or something, and the other was some other deep esoteric art, and discussing the female gaze at the actual college level was
Yeah.
really interesting. So
But again,
yeah.
I want. Okay, so Lauren Boebert, you're listening? I want you to go to BoomerRexTonight and at us at BRexTonight, okay, on Twitter, and I want you to tell us where I can take this class. Okay?
All right.
I want it. So do that for me, please, Lauren. You're my BFF.
Lord.
All right, let's move on to updates with BoomerRex Health Thread.
So, one I hadn't thought about that we have seen growing over the years, and it's not getting under control, is button batteries. They're bloody well everywhere. They're in remote controls, key fobs, greeting cards, kitchen scales, tea light candles, watches, toys. That the list is just endless.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting into children who swallow them, and
Okay.
that is not good for the kiddies.
No.
It can lead to discomfort, injury, and in some cases, death.
Tiny humans or cats?
Tiny humans.
Oh, fuck them.
Here's my thing. Most of the things that I've ever known that require those little batteries have a screw.
Nope, not anymore.
Mm.
You out of your mind? You know what a screw costs? We could save 0.4 of a cent per unit.
Yeah, they come in greeting cards now.
Yeah.
The
That's
greeting
true.
cards that sing to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've never left that in reach of my toddler.
Sad as this will sound, and weird as it is to say, you're a better mom than some people.
That is weird.
I know.
That's very strange to me.
I know. Because I love sleep. Sleep's one of my favorite people. But
He doesn't appear to have any button batteries.
that's
in him.
true. Hey, kids are eating magnets too. Like these kids are fucking died. Kids died from fucking Farmville. Like
those strong,
parenting been shithouse for a while.
those strong refrigerator magnets, the
Yep.
little
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that
Yeah.
everybody loves. You get 2 of those in you,
You are fucked.
you can wind up truly fucked.
Yep.
You're really lucky if they're stuck together when they go down,
Yep.
because then they won't. But
Collect
what
two.
happens is,
They make a little wormhole in you.
yeah, they make a connection across the wall of 2 pieces of the intestine,
Yeah.
and yeah, they make a hole.
Over time, yeah.
Now you're shitting in your middle, and turns
Doesn't
out,
take long.
yeah. Oh, that's so much worse. Like humans go to like garbage if we leave just like a little bit of napkin in them. You know how bad it's gonna be when they start like shooting their goo in inside themselves. Fucking all done.
Do I get to tell my story?
Sure.
So anyway, when the twins were born, they were born by cesarean section, and so there were knives and sponges and so forth involved. Well, sponges come in a package of 5 surgical sponges.
Yeah.
And things were getting cleaned up and sewed up and so forth, and it looked like everything was going to be fine. And I noticed that the surgical nurses are taking the sponges over one at a time, and they put them in the same container they came in, and they put the ear of the sponge out one of the corners. So you're done when you put in the 5th one, and then kick it into the corner of the operating room.
Right.
And so I'm watching this. I go, oh, that's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
I like that. And the next thing I knew, I had surgical nurses on each arm going, are you all right? And I said, yeah, why? And they said, because every other man who's ever looked in that direction in this operating room has hit the floor. And she said, she said, you looked away. And that's our cue, is to come get you. And I said, no, I was admiring your way of accounting for the sponges.
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyway.
All right, let's move on to climate weirding.
So, anyway, turns out Greenland's ice sheet is melting much faster than we thought.
Haven't they been saying that like every 6 months?
It's more than that, because what the new studies are doing is identifying how big the pile of zombie ice is. And zombie ice is ice that is now guaranteed to melt, right? We're not quite sure how many years it'll take, but so the increase in sea level for just the Greenland zombie ice is between 10 and 30 inches. And that compares with the expectation of 5 inches when IPCC published their first report. So again, this is people studying it and saying, how does this work, right? What condemns ice to melt?
Yeah.
Right, and a better and better understanding of how much ice there is that's gone. It's Dead Man Walking.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this could be kind of fun, and it might even catch some people's attention. And now, are you ready?
Yes.
I actually have some good climate disaster news. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The DART investigation team, this is a satellite, a probe actually, completed a 6-night observation campaign last month to confirm earlier estimates of the orbit of Dimorphos, which is DART's asteroid target.
Okay.
Remember, there are 2 of them that are orbiting each other,
Yeah.
and they're going to smack into one and be able to measure.
Oh, that's what's going to make the thing that kills everybody in 2037.
Right. So, anyway, yes, it's dead on target. They don't need any mid-course correction at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And
Whack that
they
rock.
also have better data on the changes in the orbital period, because that's what they'll really see. Because they aren't going to, they aren't going to come apart. They aren't going to, dissociate from each other. But they're going to change the orbital period by taking some of the orbital energy out of one of them or putting some in or whatever. And it'll be a tiny amount, but because we know it really well,
Yeah.
measure it.
Hell yeah.
So, anyway.
Do it, monkeys. Whack that rock. Kill them monkeys.
Yeah. So, and then in 2037, it'll rain down on our heads.
Yeah. Or whatever.
That's a
we'll
joke,
see.
by
Yeah.
the way. Neither one.
It's a
of
bad,
these.
long-running prediction.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd
From
one of those
asshole.
early on. That's true.
Yeah. So,
All right.
we'll talk to you again in 2036.
Why we need the airship, the internet.
We're all still alive.
Airship will be fine. Fuck these humans. They're doomed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if you get enough warning, you could arrange to be on the other side of the planet. That would help.
Especially in the airship.
All right, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review, smash that like button on YouTube. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no space on Facebook for fun memes, and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerX, or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. If you hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight, and if you Google BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us. I have also been streaming my full playthrough of Mass Effect on Twitch, so look for RisenLadyHeathen on Twitch. Follow me there. And we love y'all, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night for more Boomer.
In the meantime, don't look up.
You know, you get hit with a squash racket.